Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's capital city of a little bit over 7 million people and an indefinite number of cats, just happens to have the world's newest metro system, which also happens to be the world's longest driverless metro system. So let's go walk over to the closest metro station and give Riyadh's new toy a test. I've just been over here checking out the Saudi Arabian National Museum. It was pretty interesting, by the way. Now it's about a 23-minute walk over to the metro station, just going this way. And you can see there's a bus right there. I could take a bus just like that one over to the metro station, but the thing is I've never had the chance to walk around outside in this area in the daylight, so I thought I'd just go for a little walk and get some steps in as well. You can see that there's lots of stuff under construction right now in Riyadh. The government over here has implemented a plan called Vision 2030, and in Riyadh that means massive construction and just all kinds of new projects, just like the metro that just opened up. You can see it's a construction site here. Let's get a little peek. What's in there? Oh, not much yet. Construction site over here though, you can see they've already built the structure for that building. It's just not quite ready to go yet. But although this particular building is not ready to be used for whatever it's going to be used for yet, it is really pretty with the moon out today here. But looking at Google Maps, it looks like I'm about a little under halfway over to the metro station now. So let's keep going. And until right here, everywhere has been so pedestrian friendly over here in Riyadh, especially when I compare it to some of the other cities that I visited here in Saudi Arabia. I arrived here last year just in time for Christmas and New Year's and spent a few weeks over in the city of Jeddah. Then after Jeddah, I found myself in Medina and later in the tourist hub of Al Ula. But as far as walking in the streets goes, this is definitely the most pedestrian friendly city I've been in Saudi Arabia so far. But like many of the buildings and much of the infrastructure, this sidewalk here is still at the end of construction. It looks like there's a sidewalk and stuff, but I can't walk on it right now. Workers are at work. How are you, man? But the street's really not all that busy anyway. It seems to not be a huge issue just to walk in the street for a block or so. But as I'm walking, I can now see they have one of those air-conditioned bus stops. You'll see these kind of bus stops all throughout the Middle East because in the summer, boy, this one's locked right now, but in the summer, it gets so ridiculously hot here. We're talking 45, 50 degrees Celsius, well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Luckily right now I'm visiting in January and it's only like 15 degrees Celsius out. But at night it actually gets a little bit cold here in Riyadh in January. And I think I am almost there now. Things are starting to change a little bit. More modern buildings seem to kind of be appearing, as in skyscrapers over there. And the crosswalk here seems to have that loud sound to signify that you could cross on green over that way. All right, just turned to red now. So green should be here where I need to go. And then the metro station is just right over there. I suppose that makes the crosswalk quite accessible, which is a nice thing. It's really quite a pleasure to walk around here, actually. But just over here is now the metro station. So finally, after a kind of long walk over to the metro station, it's time to give this metro a test. And now I can see that there's also another entrance right here, so I don't even have to cross the street over to get to that entrance. And I'll just enter right here. But my first impression as I walk up to the entrance is that this station looks kind of similar both to the metros that you'd find in Doha, Qatar, as well as in Dubai. Right in front of the entrance, you can also see that there's a bus station, so that's very convenient. It would have been the line 150 that I could have taken and decided just not to take. But here we are, the newest metro station that I'll ever have been in. And this is the passport department station, which one would only assume means it's the place where you would go to get your passport issued or renewed, I guess. And by the way, when I say longest in the world, I really mean it, at least in terms of driverless metros. This new metro system consists of 6 different lines. You've got the orange line, the green line, the yellow line that goes up to the airport, the purple line, and then the kind of yellow-greenish line, and then the blue line, which I'll be taking today. From their website, I was able to decipher that you can probably just tap your credit card to enter the metro here. One ride, which is valid for 2 hours, costs 4 Riyal, which is right around $1 US or €1. But if my US issued credit card does let me tap in, then I'll be able to earn 3 times points on travel using my Chase Sapphire preferred card. Let's give it a try. Hi, how are you? So I can just tap in then?
Yeah.
Oh wow, let's try again. And sure enough, I was able to just tap in and now I'm in the station. Looks just really, really new. Not too much decoration or anything, but that's kind of nice. And that Chase card that I tapped in here with, in my view, is really a must-have if you're based in the United States. Either a Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Just gives you so many benefits as a traveler that if you have access to it, it just makes sense to have it. So if you don't yet have a Chase Sapphire card, I dropped the link in the description for you, but otherwise, here we are in this brand new metro station, and it looks like the metro should be coming pretty soon. Yep, it says 3 minutes here, and I'm on the blue line.
The next train to SAE Bank is approaching. Please allow passengers off the train first and mind the gap between the train and the platform.
And the way they divide it up is you have a section that's just for single riders. I mean, you could ride with a friend or something, but basically it's mixed gender and it's not intended for families. This is the family section over here. And over here, they have the first class. But here comes my train and I do not have a first class ticket, so I'm gonna go back to the family section because I'm riding with my wife today. Ooh, it's pretty busy. And you can see, well, you can't see that there's no driver because it's way up there in the front. In fact, I think I'll go sneak over to that section in just a minute. But as far as seating goes, there's like a fair amount of seating, but it's mostly standing room, pretty much a typical metro. So yeah, basically if you wanted to travel in first class, at least right now, you couldn't just tap in with your card. You probably have to buy a ticket from the person working at the window or from the machine, I guess. And by the way, it's 10 Riyals to travel for 2 hours in the first class car, but it's 4 Riyals for this ticket. So 6 Riyals more to travel in first class. Basically the only differences I could make out between the regular cabins, so the single cabin or the family cabin, which are identical, is that the seats are a little bit bigger in the first class cabin. And one of the first class cabins that I saw in another passing train seemed to have some ushers showing people seats, though I can't say I saw that in the first class cabin I stepped into. But again, it was overfilled with people, and yeah, all the seats were taken, but also all the standing room was taken. And that's really the only other difference, is that there's just quite a bit more standing room because the seats are smaller in these other cabins. But while we've got some time before I get to my destination, let's head up to the front and see what the front looks like in a driverless train.
يمنع تناول الأطعمة والمشروبات في وسائل النقل العام.
And you can see this thing is the attraction of the city right now. This is the front of the train. No driver. These are becoming more and more common throughout the world though. My favorite until this one that I've ridden on is definitely the one in Copenhagen. That one is super efficient, but you can see the tunnel and it's really cool. What's your name, bro? Sam.
Where are you from?
I'm from the US, man. Where are you from? Saudi?
Saudi. And where are you from?
Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, you know, oh yeah? From here?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Riyadh.
Yes.
Oh yeah? Good city. Which station you go to? Marcus Mali is the last one? Ah, okay. Nice. Alright, I've got to go back. Family section. Shukran. But that was a longer trip back to the family section than I had intended, because I just lost my wife because that was my station. So now I'm gonna get to find out what it's like to ride the blue line the other way. So, hypothetically, if you were to get off at the wrong station and need to go back the other way, you'd go up the escalator, right? Indeed, it looks like you can just go back the other way. And I'm glad I'm getting to see this station as well, because it looks exactly the same as the station that I got on at. One station back.
المحطة التالية هي مكتبة الملك فهد.
How many subscribers?
Here, David G Travels.
David?
Yeah,
See?
check it out. Maybe you'll like it. That's some videos about Saudi for you.
Wow.
Al Ula,
How many
Jeddah.
times is it?
It's my station. All right, take care.
Okay.
Sorry. Nice to meet you, man. Where is your first time taking the metro? Is this your first time on the metro?
No,
You take it every day?
my office is the King Fahd Library nearest.
Oh wow.
It's so far.
Did it change your life? It's faster. Yeah,
It's on the road
yeah.
more than 1 hour. There is about 8 minutes.
8 minutes? Oh my gosh. Wow.
So very
Mashallah. So basically it's just a regular metro. It's really similar to the one in Copenhagen, by the way. If you've not ever been to Copenhagen, I highly recommend that city too. But how nice to hear a story from some guy whose commute used to be over an hour long and now is only 8 minutes long just because they built this metro. And at just around $1 for a ride, it's really quite affordable. I mean, of course the metro is like really brand new, so my opinion is gonna be, of course it's clean, of course it looks nice, it's sparkly, all that stuff. But now you can see that I'm at King Fahd Library Station. Why am I at King Fahd Library Station? Not to go to the library, actually. I'm over here because I haven't found any good Chinese food the whole time I've been in Saudi Arabia, and I heard there's a good Chinese restaurant right down here. Well, and because I wanted to see the skyline over here. Sorry, what is the name of that tower, do you know? Faisal.
Faisal Tower.
Like King Faisal. Okay, shukran. And while I'm thinking about it, the area that I'm staying in of Riyadh is completely different to here. Feels a lot more chaotic, to be honest, but it's also interesting. But I got a pretty good deal at a Marriott-owned property, 4 points by Sheraton, staying 4 nights for like 42,000 Marriott points. Now, when I was booking that stay, it looked like the hotel would be like right near a metro stop. But yeah, unfortunately, it turned out that the metro stations closest to my hotel are not operating quite yet. And this neighborhood has a different type of cat. But here I've found it, the Golden Dragon. And I hope this restaurant is as good as I hope it's gonna be. They've got signs all throughout the mall telling you that you've got to go up to the 2nd floor to eat some good Chinese food. And there's all kinds of art galleries here and stuff like that. It's a pretty nice place, actually. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're from a country where there's no ground zero, here there is a ground zero, or the G floor. So not 1, now I'm on 1. And now I'm about to go up to level 2. This mall really looks cool. But here I am at the Golden Dragon. Hi, how are you?
fine, sir.
Good, good.
I take for 2.
Yes. This looks like a proper Chinese restaurant.
You can choose where.
Like inside or outside?
Outside is cold. If you like to see.
No, I think it's okay. Inside, inside.
Okay. Here, anywhere.
Thank you. So, can Chinese food be good in Saudi Arabia? Well, let's find out. Why not? It's a pretty restaurant as well. Kind of like when you go to a Chinese restaurant in Spain, they start you off with some shrimp crackers. They've got pink, they've got yellow, they've got green, and they've got white. Let's check out the spicy. And the dipping sauce is spicy. And maybe not classic Chinese, but they give you these light, very lightly pickled cucumbers and carrots and stuff. And they're pretty good. And since for the time being, the only Chinese beer you'd find in Saudi Arabia would be the non-alcoholic kind. Not that I want beer anyway. For the first time, I'm trying out the special Saudi lemon mint drink. It's sweet, it's lemony, and it's minty. And the hot and sour soup is quite good. And I got some Kung Pao beef. Usually I'd get Kung Pao chicken, but why not beef? And here my absolute personal favorite Chinese, or really kind of Chinese American dish, chicken lo mein. Perfect. Not too salty. Full of some oyster saucy flavor. And hypothetically there's some chicken in here. Ah yes, 2. And Kung Pao beef. A little bland. That one could be saltier, but still pretty tasty. Definitely better than any other Chinese food I've had in Saudi Arabia. But for a city of 7 million plus, that's had a known traffic issue for quite a while, I'd bet that metro is a very welcome addition. You can see right now that it's kind of the end of rush hour, but there is almost nobody driving on the road. Is it a full result of the brand new metro that's open? I can't say for sure, I'm new here. But without a doubt, it's having some kind of positive effect here. So only time will tell if this new addition to the city here will just be something that's helpful to residents and visitors to Riyadh, or perhaps inspiration for other cities around the world. I could say for sure that a lot of cities over in North America could do with improving their public transport systems. But as you can see, nightfall is now here. And that brings us to an end of this little video about taking Riyadh's brand new driverless metro system. So I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for many more travel videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.